What up, everybody? It's Charlie and I'm back. It's so good to see you guys. I know it's been a little while since I posted, but part of it is that I went to Jamaica and was on vacation, sort of chilling out, taking some time off for me, for my family, hanging out with Beth, hanging out with some homies who went with us. It was a great time. But since I've came back, I wanted to take some time to make a video about my experience there, because my time in Jamaica was the first time in my life that I have been pretty much stealth. This was the first time that people didn't clock me as trans. For the most part, I had a few people towards the end who had questions, but like, I spent most of the 7 days that I was in Jamaica as a dude. And I did learn a few things about myself and about sort of my experience in that kind of environment that I want to share with you. So, first of all, my first lesson that I learned in passing as a dude is that I am very solidly non-binary. Even when I'm in those spaces and being read completely as a guy and like not having any problems with, I don't know, not passing and people treating me weird for being trans, I still in myself don't feel like I am a guy, or I don't feel like I quite fit in those spaces, or that it is for me. So it's been kind of cool to have those experiences, to feel so solidly like myself, and to have that affirmation that I'm on the right track. I'm not like in between worlds. It's not like I'm non-binary because I'm on my way to being a trans man. I just am non-binary. And that's always a really good sort of validation for myself. The second thing I learned is that male privilege is definitely a thing. I had such a cool time in Jamaica, and I had a lot of really cool, good, authentic experiences where our hosts and some of the other guys that were around sort of took me into the city, and I got to see the market, and I got to see, like, I got to go grocery shopping, which was a lot of work, but I got my hair cut in Jamaica, so that was also something that was cool to have that experience. But I saw that they treated the women and the female, like the people that they perceived as to be females in our group, they treated them slightly different, and they didn't get the experiences that I had because they saw me as a guy. But with that being said, the privilege part of it did definitely come, but there were also hard parts of being perceived as a guy. For example, I had to do a lot more carrying. I had more expectations around providing, around leadership, around like doing physical things for people. And so before, I would have just said male privilege is dope and they have it so much easier and things are way better. And I think that is true to some degree, but I hadn't factored in the other aspects, that the expectations that are also put on guys for being in that position. It was weird because I don't feel like I have changed a lot. And yeah, I'll carry things. I don't have a problem walking. I don't have a problem like being out in the heat or anything like that. But this is not an experience that had been offered to me, or that I would have been in back when I was perceived as a woman or female identifying type in any way. So that was interesting. That was fun. For better or for worse, it has its upsides, it has downsides. I don't know. Take it how you will, but it's what I learned. The third thing I learned is that misogyny is definitely a big part, or not a big part, but it has a core, like, following in male culture in a way that I don't think I have really prepared myself to address. For example, when guys say things that are misogynistic or devaluing of women, I don't have really good comebacks or really good ways to be like, hey, you shouldn't be saying that, or like, I guess I could just say that, but I feel like for me, I need to mentally prepare those in advance and get some scripts together of like, when people say stuff, how I'm gonna respond, and start a dialogue in a way that's not gonna be like I don't know, mean to them, but also like, I don't know, I don't want to shut people down because they talk like that, but I want them to learn from it and to learn how they can treat women with more respect, how that's more beneficial for them and for women and for everyone involved. So I need to work on that. I'll let you know. Maybe I'll do a video on comebacks or ways to diffuse those situations, or how to respond in ways that feel true to me as a non-binary person, as someone who did have a female lived experience, how I can still respect that, respect the new dude culture that I'm getting into, and bring my own non-binary flair to it. I don't know. I feel like I just have not really been prepared for those situations, and I want to be. I think the final thing that I most learned from my experience as passing as a dude is that dudes are just people, and they have the same insecurities, the same joys, the same like lives that women lead. I don't know how many conversations I had of guys who said that they were nervous to talk to women, or that they didn't know what to say and they feel awkward. I talk to them about a lot of the same things that I talk to women about. Even though their lived experiences were slightly different, they still have the same running thread of humanity, and they still had the same desire to be seen, known, loved, and encouraged to live into their purpose. And that's what I am all about through the beloved community and through really everything that I do in life. So it was cool to bring that to my experience in Jamaica. I had a lot of awesome conversations about the beloved community and about how we can all just thrive more together. Jamaica is not known for having great LGBT rights, but I was still able to have conversations about me being trans, and me being queer, and the other people in my group who also identified as trans or as lesbians also got to share their experiences, and it was really well received. And I think it was something that we all learned a little bit about each other. And I know for me in particular, I am definitely excited to go back at some point and to see all of the cool people I met in Jamaica again. So I want to do a huge just shout out and thank you to Chico and Miguel for showing me a great time and for really being my first introduction to passing as male in that kind of environment. So you guys are the real MVPs, and I'll talk to you next time. Deuce.